Hi, my name's Steve, this is Rewind Respawn, and this is my Wii collection as of the start of 2026. The Wii is such a fun and genuinely exciting console. And look, when Nintendo first revealed it, I absolutely thought it was a gimmick. Then I played one, and I was immediately in. I was lucky enough to get my Wii as a Christmas gift, thanks Mum and Dad. And it ended up becoming one of those consoles that just sort of lives in your house forever. A lot of the games you're about to see here, I picked up at EB Games when they stopped selling older titles. I was working there at the time, everything was cheap, and I was stacking stuff discount on top. Some very good timing in hindsight. So let's run through what I've got. This is my Wii collection as of the start of 2026. Animal Crossing Let's Go to the City. This is a game I'm yet to play properly. And honestly, that kind of sums up my relationship with Animal Crossing in general. It's a series that should be perfect for me. I love Harvest Moon, I love slow-paced games, I love cozy games, but for some reason the whimsy of Animal Crossing just never fully clicks for me. That said, I want it to, and I'm genuinely keen to give this a proper go and see if my opinion's changed. If Animal Crossing has ever clicked for you, which game did it and why? Call of Duty Modern Warfare Reflex Edition. I loved this early era of Call of Duty. Modern Warfare is an absolute classic, and weirdly enough, I've always had fun with the Wii versions. I originally played this as a rental, but I found this copy last year at an op shop for $3 complete in box, which is just ridiculous. A big win. Donkey Kong Country Returned. What a fucking game. This, in my opinion, is one of the best platformers on the system and one of the best Donkey Kong games, full stop. It had been years since we had a proper DK outing and then absolutely knocked it out of the park. Tight controls, brutal difficulty at times, incredible level design. The series had always been a platforming benchmark, and this just proves it again. Drawn to life, a fun little op shop find for basically nothing. The whole idea is that you draw your own tools, weapons, solutions to puzzles, and the game uses them. It's such a cool concept. This feels like something that will translate perfectly to the more modern consoles, either Switch or Switch 2. What's a weird or forgotten Wii game that you think deserves a modern remake? Epic Mickey, such a cool way to use the most famous animated character of all time. This is a genuinely thoughtful puzzle platform with a really striking art style and some really clever uses of the Wiimote. It's dark, it's creative, and it doesn't feel like a lazy licensed game at all. Final Fantasy The Crystal Bearers. You'd be forgiven for not knowing this exists, because I didn't either until I saw it cheap in a retro store. Final Fantasy is a series I completely missed growing up, as I was a Nintendo kid, not a PlayStation kid. That's something I really want to dive into, even the weird side entries like this. Where should someone who missed the Final Fantasy series of games completely even start? Let me know in the comments. GoldenEye 007, the remake. A really respectful remake of the Nintendo 64 classic. It modernizes the game without stripping away what made it feel special. New weapons, Craig Bond, cleaner UI, but the same level, structure, and feel. I really wish I'd gotten to play this in a full multiplayer lobby back in the day. A trio of Harvest Moon games. I said we'd come back to Harvest Moon, and here we are. I first played this series on a mate's GameCube and just fell in love with it. The slow pace, the crafting, the social sim stuff, and the fact that the only pressure is what you put on yourself. These three were marketplace finds. I probably overpaid a bit as a bundle, but I've loved the time I've spent with them so far. Do you have a favorite Harvest Moon or Stories of Seasons game? Kirby's Epic Yarn. The Kirby series is always a delight, and this one is just pure charm. This was my first Kirby game, and definitely not my last. The art style is incredible, the ideas are clever, it's just a really happy game to play. Link's Crossbow Training. $5 at EB years ago. Basically a light gun tech demo, but in the Zelda universe, and that was more than enough for me. It's a great showcase of what the Wii remote can do. Twilight Princess. I loved this darker take on Zelda. I'm a massive Legend of Zelda fan, and this is definitely one of my favorites. The series always had darkness under the surface, but this one really leaned into it. The combat took me a bit to get used to, but once I did, it clicked and it felt great. And Wolf Link, still awesome. Skyward Sword. People rag on this game a lot, but I've never really understood why. I loved the dungeons, loved the combat, loved the loft wing, and visually this game is stunning. Really bright, really painterly. What did you think of this era of Zelda games with motion controls? Were you fine with them, or was it a bit of a gimmick? The Last Story. This is one hard game to find. It was the last game I bought at EB and one of the last copies of any Wii game that was at the store at the time. I paid $28 with stuff discount, which is just insane now as this game will break the bank. And yes, I still haven't played it. I feel so guilty about that. One day, I promise. Metroid Other M. This was my first Metroid game, and I liked it. I know the fan reception is pretty rough, but without context, I had a good time with it. So feel free to yell at me in the comments and tell me where I should actually start. What is the best Metroid game for a proper introduction to this series, as I really want to give this series a shot. Monster Hunter Tri, my first Monster Hunter. Once I figured out what the hell I was doing, I fell completely in love with it. My only real issue is that it's kind of ugly. Great creature design, great weapons, great world, but the visuals are really muddy, and it made long game sessions really difficult to sit through. Mad World. This game reminds me a lot of that game Slaughterhouse that came out in and around the same time, or maybe a few years later. Black and white, ultra violent, grindhouse as hell, and just an awful lot of fun. It really tickles my dark sensibilities. I wish Nintendo published more weird stuff like this. Mario Kart Wii. I played so much of this with my housemate and my girlfriend back in the day. It may be a bit simpler than other entries, but the motion controls were a fun twist. Where does Mario Kart Wii rank for you? Mario and Sonic at the London 2012 Olympics. I didn't even really like these games, but I love the LA case and found it for like $10 in op shop, so now it lives on the shelf. Mario Power Tennis. Brought this purely because Wii Sports tennis, but Mario sounded really great, which it is, but I hate the new play control covered borders. Why did they choose to do these ugly white borders? Am I the only one that cares about ugly spines and cover design in their collection? Let me know in the comments. Red Steel 2. The first Red Steel was rough. This one fixed everything. Better controls, better design, cooler art style. I loved playing this back in the day. Also, a massive shout out to Barjo and Hex. Gotta miss good game, but it was their recommendation on their review when I watched it on ABC. It made me go ahead and give this game a shot after a very rough experience with the first one. So, shout out to them. Also, did you guys watch Good Game growing up? How incredible was that show? Sonic Colors. I love Sonic. Even when I don't understand what's happening, I'm having fun. Apparently this was a big return to form, and I thought it was an absolute blast. What's your favorite 3D Sonic game? A lot of people lean towards the Adventure series. Are you one of them? Super Monkey Ball Banana Blitz. Cute monkeys, fun gameplay, great cover art. Just a nice, dumb, fun game. Super Mario All-Stars. This was a bargain bin find, complete and an instant buy. New Super Mario Bros. Wii. Played this heaps with my housemate back in the day. Great co-op vibes, great game overall. What do you think is the best 2D Mario? Came bundled with the Super Mario Bros. Wii game, and it comes in this really sweet red case. It's a neat little watch, a little bit of history about the Mario series. Pretty cool. Super Mario Galaxy 1 and 2. This is where I fell back in love with Mario. Not since Mario 64 had I felt this way, just endlessly creative. Incredible levels, incredible music, incredible ideas. How we never got a Galaxy 3 is so far beyond me. Super Paper Mario. The art style is what I remember most. So charming, so many layers, so many textures, so much personality, and it really surprised me how well they were able to go ahead and make a game like this look as textured as it did when it was so far off the power of its contemporaries. Smash Bros. Brawl. The first Smash game that I owned. I didn't care if people said it's a low point. I had an amazing time with it. It was a great roster, some cool levels, and I had an absolute blast playing this with friends. Wii Sports, Resort, and Wii Fit Plus. Wii Sports is a fucking miracle of a game. A tech demo that became a cultural phenomenon. I played this to death. Bowling especially. I was playing real life bowling twice a week at the time. Unfortunately, the skills aren't transferable. Otherwise, I would bowl a lot more 300s, or at least one 300 in real life. Resort just made everything better with so many more options, a lot more outdoor stuff. I really remember liking table tennis and the cool flying game where you're in the plane. Wii Fit Plus is there for future problems, love handle related problems. Of all the incredible sports across Wii Sports and Wii Sports Resort, what was the game you played the most? Xenoblade Chronicles. I still don't understand how this runs on a Wii. The scale, the world, the music, the systems, it's just completely insane. I'm just glad it exists. I had an absolute ball playing this game back in the day. So that's the Wii collection as it stands in 2026. This console is still so magic to me. It represents such a weird, bold, and creative era for Nintendo, and something that completely revitalized their place in the gaming zeitgeist. Let me know what I'm missing and what I should hunt for next, and what your favorite Wii games are. Till next time.